Now, there's something I've actually noticed. Now, wherever I go to buy meat from any butcher in Kenya, I ask them to give me goat meat, strictly goat meat. It is very rare that I'm given what I request for. Nearly all the butcheries purporting to be selling goat meat are selling sheep meat and sometimes dog meat. So I've done my own survey. If you go to places like Nakuru, most butcheries in the CBD, even in the outskirts, are not selling goat meat. They're actually selling sheep meat. The reason why they prefer sheep meat is because the profit margin is very high and it's very easy to get goat, to get sheep, to buy sheep. Because most villagers in Nakuru and even in Nairobi, even in Kiambu, are now preferring to keep sheep because sheep multiply very fast. In a year, a sheep can multiply even can give birth to two times, and they grow very fast. So it's very hard to get someone keeping goats at the moment, and if they're keeping them, they don't sell more often the way they can sell sheep. Now that's why you find herds of sheep being kept, being fed along the road, so many of them. Now a sheep, if you buy one sheep, maybe a small one for 4,000, just within 6 to 8 months it's mature, you can sell it for 12,000, 10,000, 8,000. If you buy 4,000, you must make more than twice what you bought. And you know, a sheep, they eat grass, and just managing them is very easy. So most butcheries nowadays, wherever you go there and you ask for goat meat, you'll probably get sheep meat. And the one way you can differentiate between the two is that sheep meat has got more fats. Once it's slaughtered, the outer part has got more fats. So if you check and see that there's a lot of fat, that will probably be sheep meat. And the other the other way you can differentiate is because when you boil sheep meat, kuna ile harufu yake it's more than goat meat. So if you don't want, if you strictly want goat meat, you don't want sheep meat from a butchery, I normally trust the butcheries owned by the Somali or butcheries where Somalis supply meat. That way, you'll get what you want. But these other butcheries, it's very, very hard to get goat meat. There's also another scam which I've witnessed. It is very common. Now, when you're going to buy minced meat, that's minced meat you buy from a butchery. Normally, it's not the best one because you cannot clearly see how that meat looks like. So what they normally do is that that meat that is about to be spoiled, that meat that others have rejected, is the one they mince and package so that you can take it. You cannot even identify it. Minced meat, we have witnessed people being caught transporting slaughtered donkeys. That slaughtered donkey, normally when it lands in a butchery, they make it minced meat. You'll never know it's donkey meat. And also, donkey meat they can mix with cow meat or beef, and you cannot even know. So when you are going to buy minced meat, ensure that you first don't buy which is the one that is ready. Give me that one. No. Just point at the meat which has not been cut into small pieces, just not been minced. Then they can prepare for you instead of buying the red one. That one which is ready is a mixture of things that you cannot imagine. That's why when you take minced meat to your home, you realize that when you're boiling it, there's a lot of foam. And let me talk about this foam. Now, nowadays, there was a time when you were very young, when a cow dies from a disease or anything, it used to be buried. But nowadays, people don't bury. When they find out that the cow is very sick, they look for someone who owns a butchery. So they come and they sell to them maybe 20,000, 30,000 instead of waiting for it to die. Now that person takes that cow which has died or is about to die and slaughters it. He'll go and mix that cow with another slaughtered cow. So when you go to buy, you'll cut a small piece from the fresh one and mix with the other one. So when you are going to boil the meat and you realize that there's a lot of foam when it's boiling, that is that meat was sick. That cow was sick. So you eat it and you realize that you are diarrhea, indigestion. So that happens a lot. And that happens in Nairobi, in Nakuru, in Mombasa, all these other parts. But if you want fresh meat, you Janje Jafika village. In villages, you are highly likely to get very delicious meat. But in Nairobi, buying meat from a butcher is a scam. You either buy donkey, you either buy dog meat, cat meat, or when you request for goat meat, there are 99% chances you'll be given sheep meat. Also another scam which I've witnessed in butcheries is this one of donkeys. Now, in butcheries in Nairobi, it's very, very difficult to get meat that is from a cow. Because when a donkey is slaughtered, if you compare with a slaughtered cow, you'll find that the donkey and cow are almost the same. But donkey meat is more red than cow meat. And when you boil donkey meat and you eat, it's very hard. So you have to boil for long so that it can be soft. And for those ones who buy mutura, this one I think you have known. The reason why they put a lot of pili in mutura is because to make it more delicious, to corrupt your mind so that you may not think a lot. Those mutura, have you ever wondered what they put inside there? I went somewhere and found that, you know, that those intestines that you cannot buy in the butchery, those are the ones they cut into small pieces and boil, then put in one intestine and then they boil and then they make it mutura. And also, when cows, goats are being slaughtered, that blood, they go there and boil and then mixed with the intestines, and then so that they can make mutura to sell and make more profit. So they mix that blood, which is boiled. Now, when blood is boiled, it it is not in liquid form. It becomes solid, so you can move some pieces and mix with other meat. And the meat normally which you buy in form of mutura, mostly in reject. The one which is about to be spoiled, the one which others have rejected, and also mixed with the blood which is boiled. So in Kenya, buying meat or mutura from a butchery or near butchery is a scam. So if you are fond of eating mutura, then you can eat in a supermarket. We can give them benefit of doubt because they prepare there and then. The CCTV and everything, so when they're preparing, they're monitored and their meat is not so bad. And even buying meat from supermarket, don't think that that meat is fresh. In fact, meat from butchery is fresh than one from supermarket. You find in a supermarket, the meat they sell you today was delivered 6-7 days ago. But in a butchery, normally they sell, the meat is delivered today, they sell it today and tomorrow. So me, I prefer, instead of buying goat meat or sheep or beef, I just go and buy chicken, whole chicken, and go get slaughtered there. You know, in the market, people sell chicken which has not been slaughtered. Just buy it, let it be slaughtered there, take it home. That way you are sure you have eaten what you bought. And also, if you are buying fish, buy from someone who has brought fish from Kisumu. That one is fresh. So generally, you cannot trust meat that is being sold in butcheries. I'm very sure most of you have bought you have eaten donkey meat. Of course, you have not died, but that's not what you wanted to eat. So that is all about the meat that we eat in Kenya.